sports, and many other topics along the way. Check out my next episode. What's good, everybody? It's been Big Don coming live national, the TruPlayaz podcast episode this morning, Sunday morning. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I should have came up with this recap a couple of days ago, but a lot was on my mind. I still had to feel the effects of seeing the New York Jets dream season coming to an end. Well, so to speak, come to the end on Monday night after 4 plays of Aaron Rodgers being on the field. But I'm just going to give you guys a quick podcast episode about the recap of both games, New York Jets, New York Giants games. The Giants, I'm not going to speak too much about the Giants because they got destroyed by the Cowboys. The Cowboys showed that they're going to be one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL with that pass rush, which caused problems for Daniel Jones. I felt that Brian Dable went away from the run a little bit. Should have stuck with Saquon. He did have 12 carries for about 52 yards. You know what I'm saying? There's sometimes, when you're playing against a team that has a very strong pass rush, sometimes going old school football with the running game can definitely slow that down a little bit. But I definitely believe that the New York Giants will bounce back today against the Cardinals. They're playing at 4:05. Kickoff is at 4:05. Going to be playing on Fox today. I just hate when the NFL does that, where you have both New York teams playing at the same time, so you don't really have a good gauge of watching both games. You basically have to flip between channels to watch both games, which kind of sucks. But that's where the NFL conducts business. So it is what it is, right, guys? So all right, so let's get to the nitty gritty, real reason why we're here on the TruPlayaz podcast to talk about the injury to Aaron Rodgers. I told my cousin, Sin, I was going to do this episode on Wednesday, but I was still in shock. It brought back too many memories of 1999 when Vinny went down with his Achilles tendon injury against the Patriots, and the season that the Jets was picked to go to the Super Bowl that season. Now, I understand that we got Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's still here, so it's still our quarterback. He played okay for a guy who didn't have his first team reps with the rest of the first team a lot. But, I'm still not a believer in the guy, but I have to rock with him because, he's a Jet quarterback. But I still don't believe in him. I don't think this game will be a good barometer for him when they play against Cowboys this afternoon at 4:25 kickoff. I don't think this game is going to be a good barometer for him because he's gonna feel what Daniel Jones felt last week with that pass rush with Michael Parsons leading the way. He's gonna feel that pass rush. But I'm gonna say one thing. Nathaniel Hackett could really change my mind about the pass offense coordinators of the New York Jets with the adjustments. Last week, the Jets won a game, punt return for a touchdown by Gibson in overtime. It took Nathaniel a while to stick with that run game. After I saw Breece Hall with 2 carries already over 100 yards, I felt they could have ran him some more in the first half and made things easier for Zach. Zach did throw a pick. That touchdown pass he threw to Garrett Wilson was a little bit behind Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson had to make a great play to make that catch. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to give Zach Wilson a pass for today. Not for last week's game, and I'm probably going to give him a pass for today's game. But if he does win this game today against the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to start to change my mind about him a little bit. But I kind of like the sales was taken out of me when Aaron went down. Like I said, 4 plays into the game in the offensive set. But I don't know if you guys are gonna believe me or not. Okay, I believe he injured. I believe he tweaked that Achilles back in training camp because the way he went down, I was like, and you saw that pop. You saw how that calf popped out a little bit. I was hoping for a high ankle sprain, but I knew it was an Achilles. I just knew it. As soon as he stood up and then he sat back down, I knew it was an Achilles. It was only a matter of time. Plus, it carted him off the field into the locker room for the X-rays and stuff like that. I was like, oh boy, it's like Vinny all over again. So let's get to it now. They signed Tim Boyle off the practice squad to back up Zach. Is that going to be enough? For me, I don't think it's going to be enough because I think there's going to be some growing pains, but still with Zach Wilson in this offense because he's learning a new offense. And Nathaniel Hackett's offense is what I'm hearing is very sophisticated offense. He may not be able to use the entire playbook as much as he wants to when he had with Aaron Rodgers. What the Jets should do is continue running the football with Breece Hall. Breece Hall had an 83-yard run in which he got caught from behind. If that was Breece Hall from last year, that would have been a touchdown. The fact that he led the team to one touchdown and Zach led the team to one touchdown and a bunch of field goals is not good enough. What did Bill Parcells say? You're a great quarterback when you lead your team to touchdowns, not field goals. And this is where Zach Wilson needs to step up and get and consistently bring this team, this offense, into the end zone for the touchdowns, not for field goals. And we had to sign another kicker from the Browns this week because Zerline is out with an injury. So it's always even more paramount to get touchdowns, not field goals. And I'm going to say something about the Garrett Wilson. Made one hell of a catch. The running back tandem. I saw Dalvin Cook in the beginning. Was kind of rusty, kind of slow, not up to game speed as of yet. But I believe that once he gets up to game speed, he's going to be a good complement to Breece Hall. And this team could easily run for over 250 yards per game with this tandem. If you throw in Michael Carter into it, this team could easily run for 250 yards, easy. I saw some great blocks by Mekhi Becton over there in the right tackle position. Every time they ran the ball behind Mekhi Becton, it was for some big gains. So keep doing that. Mekhi just have to stay on the field. That's what's been the issue with Mekhi Becton is to stay on the field. This team needs you more than ever. Okay, I was getting ready to shoot Dwayne Brown for allowing that sack to happen to Aaron Rodgers that caused the injury, but hindsight being 2020, they call a chop block. Chop block was big. The ball should have been out already, and it just didn't happen that way. And then thus we have the situation. Now, where can it just go from here? As far as trying to find a possible quarterback to step in, just in case as a backup quarterback. I've already said I wanted Colin Kaepernick, but the Jets have shot that down. So let's keep Colin Kaepernick out of the equation now because they're not going to sign him. So does Matt Ryan fit the bill as a backup to Zach Wilson right now? Gordon Minshew, Nick Foles. Do any of those guys will move the chart as just being possibly competing for a possible chance at a Super Bowl? I want to hear from you fans briefly because I'm only here for a little while, guys. But what you guys think about that? Because the Jets, I still believe in this team. I believe this team can be a playoff team. But like I said in the previous episode, this is going to be a very tough division to win. You saw what Buffalo can do. If Josh Allen didn't throw those 3 picks to Whitehead, the game would have been different. The Jets would have lost, and everybody would have been worried about, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And to be honest with you, the The Jets won this football game because of their special teams and the undrafted rookie Gibson bringing that ball back to the bringing the ball back for a touchdown on a punt return in overtime, in which the defense made the big stop they needed, albeit it was a few minutes too late. I don't want to see if you're going to call yourself a great defense like DJ Reed claims that the Jets could be. If you're going to be a great defense like the Chicago Bears or the Giants of '86 or the Ravens of 2000, you got to make that stop in the fourth quarter, not in overtime. Make the stop in the fourth quarter. You got the lead back off a touchdown throw from Zach Wilson. Make that lead stick. Don't allow it to go into overtime for any reason. The defense, I mean, Stephon Diggs got 10 catches for, I believe, almost 150 yards against Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed. And Buffalo's moving him around a lot. He was in the slide, he was in the X position, he was in the Y position, the Z position. There was a lot of positions that they placed him at to make sure he wasn't always guarded by Sauce Gardner or DJ Reed exclusively. But I see some things in the defense that I don't like. I saw Josh Allen running away from CJ Mosley for a first down on like 3 occasions. Can't allow a quarterback to run away from you. Can't let that happen. CJ Mosley's an all-pro, but you can't let that happen. But like I said, what do the Jets do from here? How would they go from here? As far as the quarterback position, I say you gotta do the formula that got Mark Sanchez to 2 AFC Championship games: ground and pound, and rely on the defense. But the defense got to play better. I don't care what anybody says. People have. I got to arguments with people about the defense played well. I did not feel this defense played well. They made plays when it counted. I did not see the dominant defense outside the pass rush. I saw a very average defense. The pass rush was elite against the Bills. It was elite. But your secondary is supposed to be elite too. So, granted, they still kept the team under 20 points. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Is that a measure of a great defense? For some people, my measure of a great defense is keeping the team under 15 points, 10 to 15 points a game. And not allowing big plays to happen, not allowing big third downs to happen. You get your respect as a great defense when you make the big third down stops. They made a big third down stop in the OT. They made a few big third down stops in the second half to make that comeback happen. But other than that, I didn't see nothing that was impressive to me about that defense. It didn't even play the way it played last year. For me, from what I'm seeing, I could be wrong. Hey, it's okay. I saw different things. I've seen different things in that game. But I'm glad the Jets won that football game, and they have an opportunity to go to Dallas and win a game, win a very tough game against it. Like I said, Dallas is coming. I wouldn't be surprised if this game ends up 10-7 or 15-7 or 10-3, whatever the game is, because these are two elite defenses going at it against each other. Two elite defenses with pass rushes. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to say one thing before I end the podcast is I don't understand why these fans have such a love affair for Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson could get 3rd, 4 chances. We had guys like Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez has been in 2 AFC Championship games and beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in one playoff sitting. Sam Darnold, who had no weapons or no offensive line, or the level of defense that Zach Wilson has. They were getting ready to run him out of the city after his first year. I just don't get it. I don't know what you guys' love affair is with Zach Wilson, but like I said, he's our quarterback, and we got to rock with him. And hopefully, we'll finally get our. If he shows what he's capable of doing, he could definitely be our franchise quarterback for the future. for now in the future. But this is the kicker, guys. Because Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee said yesterday he's going to try to make it back for the playoffs or for the Achilles injury. I don't know about that, especially for a guy who's 39 years old, coming back from an Achilles injury and coming back within what 17 weeks. That injury is usually a year and a half recovery time with rehab. So I don't know about that. But in the case that he does, if Zach Wilson leads his team to the AFC Championship game, in which Aaron Rodgers is cleared by the doctors to come back and play in that game, do you bench Zach Wilson to play Aaron Rodgers? That is the question that we all got to answer. If that happens, me personally, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. I think you could bet on the better bet is just make it to the AFC Championship game than having Aaron Rodgers come back having Aaron Rodgers come back for the playoffs. I think that's the bet. That's the better bet. If I was the man going on DraftKings or FanDuel, I'd rather bet that bet than having Aaron Rodgers come back for the playoffs. So that's all I'm going to say for now, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the games, and hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. It's your man Big Dom about to sign off. You can listen to the podcast on JoeyG Radio, Anchor, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeart Radio, SoundCloud, and any other podcast engines that provide audio podcasts. I'm on every single one of them. And also, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel at TruPlayaz Podcast, and also subscribe to my Patreon channel at TruPlayaz Podcast. So it's your man Big Dom sign off on this podcast. I'll see y'all. I'm recapping this, Tuesday. I'll see you then. Peace.